Let's discuss about erythersoma. Erythersoma is a superficial skin infection, and it is caused by gram-positive bacteria called Corynebacterium menuetium. Okay, and it presents as macerated scaly plaques between the toes or erythematous to brown patches or thin plaques in intertriginous area. Okay, so how does the lesion look like? So macerated scaly plaques between the toes or erythematous to brown patches or thin plaques in intertriginous area. Okay, so between the toes you can see scaling and macerations. Okay, in the web spaces of the foot. Okay, in a patient with interdigital erythersoma. Okay, or there may be red brown plaques. Okay, erythematous plaques you can see in axilla, you can see in groin. Okay, red brown patches in axilla. Okay, erythematous patches with fine scaling in groin and hyperpigmented patch with fine scales in axilla. So these are the common sites and how those the lesion look like. So I gave you a general description of that. So it is a common disorder and it is caused by bacteria called Corynebacterium menuetium. So you can guess what will be the treatment: antibiotics, because it is bacteria. So I later tell you the name of antibiotics, whether we can give topical or we have to give oral antibiotics. Okay, so hang on. So erythersoma most commonly involves the two webs followed by groin and axilla. Okay, so you can see erythersoma in between the toes in the interdigital bacterial infection on feet. So scaling and maceration of the web spaces, usually between the fourth and fifth toes. Usually, but any toes, but usually between the fourth and fifth toes. Okay, and intertriginous erythersoma exhibits well-defined erythematous patch or thin plaques in the axilla, inframammary region, umbilicus or groin. Okay, with time, initial reddened color changes to brown. Okay, with time, initial reddened color changes to brown. Okay. Okay. So involved area often have visible fine scale and wrinkling that gives the skin a cigarette paper appearance, and affected areas are asymptomatic or maybe mildly pruritic as well. Okay, so disciform variant consists of generalized round plaques not confined to intertriginous areas, and disciform erythersoma has been reported to occur more frequently in black than in tropical climates. Okay, so in black common in tropical climates, you can see more commonly disciform erythersoma. So diagnosis is based on physical appearance and presence of coral red fluorescence with Wood's lamp. Okay, on physical examination, if you see interdigital scaling and maceration, so it should raise suspicion of interdigital erythersoma, and well-defined erythematous or brown patches or thin plaques in intertriginous area should raise suspicions for intertriginous variant. Okay, and gram stain will reveal gram-positive filaments and rod consistent with detection of Corynebacterium menuetium. So KOS preparation of skin scraping is suggested to assess for concomitant dermatophyte infections. Concomitant. Okay. So what is the treatment? It responds to variety of topical and oral antibiotics, but although recurrence is common. Okay, recurrence is common. If there is limited skin involvement, then go for topical. And if there is widespread disease, then go for systemic therapy. So for localized erythersoma, we can prescribe fusidic acid, clindamycin, erythromycin. Okay. Our first line treatment is typically clindamycin or erythromycin. Clindamycin or erythromycin topical. Okay, since it is localized erythersoma. So topical therapies are applied twice daily for 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. And now let's talk about extensive erythersoma. It can be difficult to treat large body areas with topical therapies. Extensive disease may warrant oral therapy. We suggest clarithromycin single 1 gram dose for adults or oral erythromycin 1 gram per day in divided doses for 14 days for adults. Okay. So I am citing one study here in placebo-controlled randomized trial that assessed the efficacy of erythromycin for 14 days. A single 1 gram dose of clarithromycin and topical 2% fusidic acid in adults with erythersoma. All treatments reduced Wood's light reflection scores compared to placebo. Fusidic acid had lowest reflection scores at day 14 and a significant difference in scores between patients treated with erythromycin and clarithromycin was not detected. A complete response with fusidic acid, clarithromycin, erythromycin, placebo cream and placebo tablet groups were 97%, 67%, 53%, 13% and 3% respectively. Successful treatment with erythromycin or single 1 gram dose of clarithromycin has also been documented in case reports. Oral erythromycin is usually given at dose of 250 mg 4 times per day for 14 days for adults. Gastrointestinal distress is a common side effect of therapy. Okay. And tetracycline has been used to treat erythroderma, although it may be less beneficial than erythromycin for intertriginous disease. Photodynamic therapy has been reported to improve erythroderma but is not recommended treatment. Failure to respond to appropriate treatment therapy may suggest diagnosis of erythroderma is not correct or there is concomitant underlying disease process. So refer to dermatologist. Okay. So affected patients should be examined for disease at other sites. Persistent disease in untreated sites may contribute to disease recurrence. Occlusion and moisture contribute to development of erythroderma. Therefore, measures to minimize skin occlusion and moisture may help to prevent infection. Control of hyperhidrosis with aluminum chloride prevented the recurrence in one observational study. Okay, so let's summarize what so far we have discussed until now. Erythroderma is a superficial infection. Okay. Interdigital disease is the most common presentation of erythroderma. Okay. Co-infection with dermatophytes or candida may occur. Erythematous to brown patch or plaques in the axilla, inframammary areas, umbilicus or groin characterize the intertriginous variants. Okay. For patients with interdigital involvement, microscopic examination of skin scrapings with potassium hydroxide preparation helps to determine whether there is concomitant dermatophyte infections. For patients with localized erythroderma, we recommend treatment with topical therapy. Topical clindamycin, topical erythromycin, and topical fusidic acid are commonly used treatments. All are used twice daily for 14 days. And if there is extensive involvement, then oral clarithromycin or oral erythromycin. Okay, so that's all about erythroderma.